Hey everyone, my name is Wedge and welcome back to the absolute TheManaSource weekly spoiler review. That's an awful name, we'll come back to that later. Anyways, today we're going to go over each of the clans. We'll talk about why you would want to play each and showcase some of the key cards that could make or break your pre-release depending on which clan you choose. Let's do this thing. The Khans pre-release hype is real. For those of you who don't know, the pre-release is going to work the same way they have in the recent past. You pick a clan and get a pre-release pack that represents that clan. In that pack, you'll get 5 booster packs and a seeded pack that's supposed to represent your clan's colors and flavor. In this seeded pack, you'll also receive a promo card. This promo card will be one out of 8 possible promos that represent each clan. It's also important to note that these promos don't necessarily have to be part of the clans themselves, just share a color and flavor theme with them. You'll see what I'm talking about. Let's start with Abzan. Since spoilers began, we've been told time and again that they're all about enduring and getting to the late game. While there are some aggressive Abzan cards, it turns out the clan is very much about holding out. Don't let the stacking counters fool you. They want to make their creatures bigger so that they can block your creatures before they kill everything you have on turn 20. The Outlast mechanic is at sorcery speed, which means you will sacrifice early game aggression for late game power. It's totally worth it if you survive long enough to see the benefits. It seems that the Abzan are going to function very much like slivers, and that the more you put on the field and the more Outlast you trigger, the more insane all your creatures get at once. Not only that, but with Abzan Ascendancy, Hardened Scales, and Abzan Charm, getting counters onto your creatures should be relatively simple. Even just having one of these is enough to tip the power on the battlefield. Anafenza, Abzan Ascendancy, Ivory Tusk Fortress, and Dune Blast. Each of these represents what the Abzan are all about. Anafenza's second ability is just gravy. The first ability enables your Outlast on attack, assuredly giving your creatures a keyword they did not have before. The Ascendancy also enables Outlast, but also gives your creatures value after death, another sign that this is a late game strategy. What's more control than winning with 1/1 flying spirits? We don't have an exact list yet for pre-release promos, so this is just speculation, but you could be getting one of these 8 cards if you go Abzan. Anafenza, Abzan Ascendancy, Ivory Tusk Fortress, Siege Rhino, Dune Blast, Herald of Anafenza, High Sentinels of Arishin, Hardened Scales, and End Hostilities. These are likely the possible promos you could get. You would have just as much a chance of getting Anafenza as you do of getting Hardened Scales, so keep that in mind. Out of all the clans, the Jeskai are easily the most difficult to build around, but also have the most synergy among their spells. The combination of prowess, token-generating spells, and additional value cards like Jeskai Ascendancy make this clan formidable to deal with. While it will be more difficult to assemble a strong synergy between your permanents at release day, the pre-release gives you a seeded pack of cards to work with, so I think you'll be fine. The Jeskai utilize non-creature spells to pump up their value creatures while simultaneously making even more board threats. Don't be fooled, the Jeskai do make tokens, but they aren't the most aggressive clan. The best way to describe them is that they're a value-based tempo strategy. Everything about them screams value. The prowess ability gives any non-creature spell you play the potential to be relevant. The Ascendancy and Quiet Contemplation utilize their triggers at the exact same time prowess does. And you can create tokens with cards like Hordeling Outburst or Goblin Slide, assuming you get either. You can see now that there is a clear synergy here. It's just very delicate and takes the right cards to work correctly. As far as pre-release promos are concerned, you're probably looking at one of the following: Narset Enlightened Master, Jeskai Ascendancy, Sage of the Inward Eye, Manus Rider, Flying Crane Technique, Pearl Lake, Ancient Thousand Winds, Dragon Style Twins, Master of Pearls, End Hostilities, and Clever Impersonator. Most of these are amazing, like Narset, Manus Rider, and the Crane Technique. If you get Master of Pearls though, that's rough. Anyways, the Jeskai offer a great range of possible promo cards, so chances are you won't be disappointed. Definitely one of the deepest clans in terms of potential promos. The Sultai are one of the more interesting clans in that Delve is going to be a crucial part of your pre-release experience. Next to Abzan, you're looking at the most late-game clan out there. Most relevant spells either have Delve or are overcosted in general. Next weekend, you should be able to get enough Delve Enablers to keep pushing stuff into your graveyard, but be careful. The Sultai clan is risky to play. You could end up decking yourself if you can't win in a reasonable amount of time, even though your deck isn't designed to win by turn 5. It's an awkward situation. Look, my main point is that you better be ready to play Delve 100%, because if you're not, half your cards lose significant value. Looking at possible Sultai pre-release promos, we have Sidisi Brew Tyrant, Sultai Ascendancy, Rakshasa Vizier, Karu Lichlord, Rakshasa Death Dealer, Empty the Pits, Necropolis Fiend, Hooded Hydra, and Meandering Tower Shell. There are other rares, but these are my guesses. 6 out of the 8 of these utilize the graveyard in some way, so again, go nuts with Delve. You really don't have a choice here. If you want the most aggressive clan out there, it's not even close. The Mardu are stupidly fast and ruthless. The raid mechanic practically forces Mardu players to attack every single turn to get full value out of their creatures. Every single card they run forwards their board position in an aggressive manner. This is as close as you're going to get to Rakdos from Return to Ravnica. While there isn't as much burn or removal in their clan, there is a massive amount of token generation and cheap creatures. The plan is clear. Lay everything you have on the table all the time and keep attacking until the game is over. You know how we were talking about Abzan earlier? Yeah, the Mardu clan is the exact opposite of that. You wait for nothing, you never hesitate. If you can't do that, do not play Mardu. The possible Mardu pre-release promos are strong to say the least. Man, I hate admitting that. Here's what you most likely have open to you. Zergo Helm Smasher, Mardu Ascendancy, Ankle Shanker, Butcher of the Horde, Crackling Doom, and Wingmate Rock. There aren't as many options as the other clans because there are no more viable cards in Mardu that could be promos, which means cards that aren't Mardu will definitely be included as possibilities. This brings me to cards like Sarkin, who used to run with the Mardu in his lore, and Ash Cloud Phoenix, which is just a big bomby Timmy card. These could easily be included. As far as overall power level of the promos is concerned, it does seem that the Mardu have a distinct advantage. Enjoy that. The last clan we're talking about is the most middle-of-the-road clan as far as strategy is concerned. The Temur clan is filled with fairly costed huge creatures with upside. In addition to this, they have a variety of protection and removal spells, some of which are based on their Ferocious mechanic. Ferocious tells you all you need to know. It's all about having 4 power on the battlefield. This is one of those strategies that starts on turn 1 and just plays massive things, asking you every step of the way if you can deal with them. The combination of quality creatures, removal, and disruption make the Temur the mid-range clan. They have a little bit of everything. The possible Temur promo cards are most likely the following: Surrak Dragonclaw, Temur Ascendancy, Avalanche Tusker, Savage Knuckleblade, See the Unwritten, Rattleclaw Mystic, Crater's Claws, Icy Blast, or Ash Cloud Phoenix, provided it doesn't show up in Mardu. Again, we're not entirely sure which 8 will be included, but you can expect them to be among these. There are definitely some hit or miss cards in this pool. Savage Knuckleblade and Avalanche Tusker will probably perform as well as you want them to, if not better. Crater's Claws and Icy Blast, while impactful spells, don't have the same kind of excitement of presence that some of these other cards do. I hate to say it, but Temur is a bit more shallow than some of the other colors promo-wise. If this is something that matters to you, keep it in mind. Well, that's all of them. Abzan is late game, the Jeskai are tempo, the Sultai bury themselves in their own graveyard, the Mardu bash their heads against everything, and the Temur do a little bit of all that stuff. Best clan summary ever. On the pre-release promo front, the Mardu have the best potential quality among the clans, but that isn't saying much since anyone can get any promo from their clan. I hope this helped answer at least a couple of your questions regarding the pre-release next weekend. Have you figured out which clan you're going to represent? Let me know in the comments below. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Khans of Tarkir spoiler information you could ever need. This is TheManaSource, I'm Wedge, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.